So business automation is really about keeping control of your business, and one of the most important things is to have key information at your fingertips and the activities, what you need to do next, available to you at all times. So the platforms we use, this one's a good example, use a dashboard which gives you a real snapshot of where your business is at the moment. So this is one example, and with everything in this video, first steps when we talk to any business about automation is to talk about their strategy and what a solution suits them. So this may not be what we use for every business, but this certainly is a very good starting point to look at it. So this one, for example, we have across the top here information about how many leads, how many prospects, how much money has been paid on this outstanding in the last 30 days, and the number of customers you have. Below that, we have a list of tasks. So these tasks are you set them, or they can be created based on campaigns. We'll talk about that in a moment. The other thing we have there is appointments. Again, these are linked to Google Calendar, so we have appointments coming through from Google, but also ones that are set. And what you can do here is actually click to send an invite to one of your clients or to anybody you have an email address for, that allows them to access your calendar and to book a call or a meeting with you. The campaign report here, as I say, this is a dummy account with the campaigns not active at the moment, but we give you an idea of how many people are in each of your different campaigns. So let's take a look at contacts, and what's important for any business, or really for the basis of automation here, is knowing something about your clients and your potential clients, your prospects. So what we do from the moment somebody signs up or we get somebody's contact details, we're building up a picture or a better picture of them in this system. So let's have a look very quickly here. We can tell the contact details. Now, one thing that's quite useful for many businesses is custom fields. So we can add information such as if you're dealing with businesses, what kind of business they're in, what's their turnover. So any information you want to collect about a client, you can collect them and customize the fields here. We also keep a history of emails that have been sent and received from the client, any meetings organized, and where are they as far as payment is concerned. Are there any outstanding quotes, invoices, or payments that have come through? Here we can add a task related to this particular contact. We can add a note. As you can see there, we can add them to a campaign. We can add files such as business plans or any other type of digital file. We can also put tags on them. The tags then can be used to trigger campaigns or to trigger other activities. So let's look at this very simple pipeline. Now, the idea of a pipeline is that in each one you add an opportunity. So for this contact, we've presented an opportunity that could potentially be worth £200 there, or in this case for this other contact, £500. And so we're in what we call a qualifying stage. So that may be where we're finding out more about them and getting more information about what they're looking for. We'll then move them across. This contacting may be the process where we send out a quote. The next one is when we're negotiating, so there may be questions about the quote, and then we put them into the won or lost category. And this can be as wide-ranging or as narrow as you want it to be. You could look at it just from the sales perspective, but you could also, having won a contract, put them into stages as far as onboarding, completing the work, or reviewing and ensuring the quality of the work. So each one of these areas, each one of these boxes can be completely bespoke for your business. So let's look very quickly here at money. So we can create quotes. So based on services, you can template these and then send them out. And then if, for example, in this case, the quote is accepted, you can convert it to an invoice. And when the work is complete, send that invoice to the client. You can also then see the amount paid, the amount outstanding, any draft invoice is not yet sent. So we can also, there are ways for the client to pay online via a payment option we have, but also, for example, if you don't want to use that, we can add payment to this invoice, which then can be sent out to show that it's paid, a receipt to the customer. So you'd add there the amount that's been paid, type, and when you add that, it shows the outstanding balance. So, for example, they're paying part at a time. Now, as we mentioned, we can set up a payment. This is a dummy account, so we can't do that, but you can connect to the bank, which means that from that invoice, your client can deposit funds directly into the bank, and that will be reflected then in the invoice and on this page. So broadcasts are single emails that you sent out, and the advantage here is that you can send out to a particular group. So you define your audience once you've completed what the email is about. In defining your audience, you can create a list from a search, but you can also base it on tags or activities, or which list from the contact the audience you're looking for would be. You can also time it so that it can be sent straight away or at a specific time, and also the best time today. So what the system will do is when people have had more than one email from you, they will send when they typically open their emails. So you can access from here other more advanced things such as A/B testing, spam checks, etc. So again, can make your emails more attractive and more effective. Campaigns, this is an area where really automation comes into its own, where you can create, there are a couple of pre-filled campaigns here, but there are campaigns we can create which send emails in a particular sequence, but are also based on not just timing, but the response of your clients, whether they've clicked on anything in the previous email, and also it can then, depending on their behavior, create tasks for you to complete. So there's all kinds of things you can do in this automation, far too much to talk about today, but really we can create automations based on what your requirements are. Another vitally important part of automation is using that data you're collecting. So there's all kinds of ways to track email reports, the engagement, campaign engagement and progression, and then you can start to identify what are the effective campaigns and what parts of the campaign are effective. So it then feeds back into what your next step in automation would be. So this is a very quick introduction into automation, and as you mentioned at the beginning, this is just one example. There are all kinds of other things we can be doing, and the first step is to really get to know your business and to build the automation that's helping you achieve your goals. So there is a link below this video which will allow you to book an initial call, no obligation, and we can start talking specifics about how this can help you in your business.